Hi everyone, welcome to another Granny Square Sunday with me, Laura, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be sharing the Granny Square which was from my recent article on how to design your own Granny Squares. So if you've always wanted to learn how to design your very own squares from scratch and make them unique, then go check out my article. I'll put a link in the description below. And please don't forget to subscribe. So many of you viewers are not subscribed to my channel, so please do subscribe. It not only helps my channel, but it also helps you to remember where we are as well, so you enjoy my channel. Anyway, let's begin. So for this tutorial, we're going to be using a super chunky, super bulky yarn, and I think in this video I'm going to be using a blue and a white instead of the orangey browny colour. With that, we're going to be using a 6mm J crochet hook, and of course you need a pair of scissors and a yarn tapestry needle as well. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so we're going to start off with our blue colour and we're going to do a chain 4 loop. So we're going to start off with our little slip knot and we're going to chain 4. So chain 1, 2, 3 and 4. Chain 4. Going to put our hook into our first chain and bring the yarn through that loop. And then pull that loop through the loop on your hook. So we've got a little loop of chains and we're going to work some stitches right into the middle. You can also use a magic ring as well. That's absolutely fine. But what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a half double crochet in the center of that loop. So we're going to yarn over, go right into the center, bring the yarn through and work a half double crochet, pull through all 3. So this pattern's in US terms. In the UK terms, that's going to be a half treble. So, and after your half double crochet, we're going to chain 1. Okay, we want to do that 6 times. So that's our first one. So we do another half double crochet, yarn over to the center, bring the yarn through, pull through all 3, then chain 1. So that's 2. So we're going to do that 4 more times. So half double crochet, chain 1, 3 more times, half double crochet, chain 1, twice more, half double crochet, chain 1, and 1 more time, half double crochet, chain 1. Okay, so we end up with 6 half double crochets and 6 chain 1 spaces. So we have a stitch count of 12 in total, and I can just pull my tail end to close that center because I carried my yarn, but you can also sew that closed if you want. And then we are going to slip stitch into our first half double crochet, a little bit on an angle, but we're just going to slip stitch into there like so. Okay, so hopefully it looks something like this. And then we're going to slip stitch into our first chain 1 space. So let's slip stitch into there. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 puff stitches in each chain 1 space around, and in between each puff stitch we're going to do a chain 1. So to start off our first one, just going to bring up a little bit of a loop. We're going to yarn over, go into the same chain 1 space and bring up a loop. I'm going to do that twice more, yarn over into the same chain 1 space, bring up a loop. Do that once more, yarn over, chain 1 space, bring up a loop. Okay, I think we end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on our hook. Then we're going to yarn over, pull through all those loops to finish our puff stitch. Okay. Then we do our chain 1 in between, and we're going to do another puff stitch in the same chain 1 space. So we're going to yarn over into the chain 1 space, bring up a loop, do that twice more, 1 and 2, yarn over, pull through all those loops. Okay, that's our second puff stitch in there. Then we're going to chain 1 and move over to our next chain 1 space and work 2 puff stitches in there, but making sure to do chain 1 in between. So our first one, chain 1 and another puff stitch, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull up, pull through all loops and chain 1. Then we move over to the next chain 1 space. So we're going to repeat that all the way around until we end up with 12 puff stitches in total. So always chain 1 in between each puff stitch there. Okay, so I shall do that, then I shall come back. Okay, when you get back to the beginning, just make sure you've got 12 puff stitches, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Don't forget your last chain 1, and then we're just going to slip stitch in our first puff stitch. So just going to be, again, a slight angle. It's going to slip stitch in to there. Okay, so hopefully it looks something like that. These will make really good little face scrubbies, actually, if you wanted to make these from cotton and just stopped at this point. But then we're going to slip stitch over to our first chain 1 space again. So over here, we're going to slip stitch into there. In fact, I think I might slip stitch in that chain 1 first, and then put my hook into that chain 1 space. But we're not going to yarn over with the blue, we're going to bring in our next colour. So, okay, so we're going to get our cream colour. I'm just going to put that over our hook instead. And just holding it with our finger, we're going to bring that through the chain 1 space and through the loop on our hook. But we're not going to fasten off with the blue, we're going to come back to that at the end. So, and then for round 3, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 5. So chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to slip stitch in the next chain 1 space, which is just the other side of that puff stitch. Slip stitch into there. And we're going to do that all the way around. So we chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we slip stitch in the next chain 1 space like so, and just repeat that all the way around for round 3. So chain 5, then slip stitch in the next chain 1 space. Okay, so just repeat that all the way around back to the beginning, and you should end up with 12 of these giant picot loops. Okay, and when we get back to the beginning, we need to make sure we've got 12 of these loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And so we need one more, and we're going to actually finish up. Why has that happened? Lost my white yarn. So chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to finish up in the same chain 1 space as the very first one. So we're going to go back into there and do another slip stitch. So we end up with something that looks like this, which is now a beautiful coaster. So you could stop here and have a beautiful coaster if you'd like. But if you want to continue, we're going to go on to round 4, and what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch in this first chain 5 space. So slip stitch into there. Then we're going to do a little chain 1, just move that over, a little chain 1, and we're going to do 2 single crochet in this same chain 5 space. So go back into there and do 2 single crochet. So 1 and 2. In UK terms, they're going to be double crochets. And then we're going to move straight over to the next chain 5 space. I'm going to do a half double crochet in the next chain 5 space to begin. We're going to do a double crochet. Okay, then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to move those over and do another double crochet and a half double crochet. Okay, so you end up with this kind of pointy shape, which is going to eventually turn into the corner of our square. So then we move over to the next chain 5 space, and we're going to do 2 single crochet in there. So 1 and 2. And that's it. We are also going to then just add a chain 1. Okay, so that's the pattern sequence we need to repeat. So again, the next chain 5 space, we do 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. Then in the next one, we do a half double crochet, a double crochet, we chain 2, we do another double crochet, then a half double crochet, all in that same chain 5 space. Then in the next one we do 2 single crochet, and we finish up with a chain 1. Don't forget that chain 1. Okay, so repeat that all the way around back to the beginning, and that's the end of our round 4. So 2 single crochet, and a half double crochet, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, half double crochet, then next one 2 single crochet, and ending chain 1. Okay, then just one more time. Okay, so when you're back to the beginning, don't forget that very last chain 1, the end of our pattern sequence, and then we're going to slip stitch in our first single crochet, which is here, to join the round. Slip stitch into there. Okay, so you can see, if I bring up a loop, it's starting to take its squarey shape. It's still not perfect though, so we're just going to do one more round, round 5. And this is where I liked to go back to the blue. So I'm actually going to drop the white. I'm actually going to cut the white because we're finished. So let's get rid of that so we don't get tangled. And then we're just going to yarn over with the blue and bring that through the loop on our hook and a little chain 1. Pull your tail ends down. And now we're working with the blue again. And the last round, what we're going to do is we're going to do a half double crochet in that same single crochet we just slip stitched into. So we're going to go into there, do a half double crochet. I'm going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch as well, that second single crochet. Okay. Then we're going to do 1 treble crochet front post stitch. So it sounds a bit complicated, but for a treble crochet stitch, we actually yarn over twice round our hook. And then what we're going to do, instead of putting it into the next stitch, we're actually going to put it in this giant chain 5 space here and bring it around the back to the other chain 5 space. So we're actually going to wrap the stitch around this area here, this little post here, bring the yarn over, and we're just going to pull that underneath that post, and then like any stitch that's a double crochet or bigger, we just yarn over, pull through 2 till we get to the end. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and there we go. That is our treble crochet front post stitch. But I'll show you again, continuing on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to skip the next stitch. So we're going to skip this stitch here. I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. Half double crochet. That brings us up to this chain space on the corner. So into there, we're going to work a double crochet to begin. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to work another double crochet. That's going to be our corner. Okay, then we're going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch, which we need to move those stitches over because it's hidden, can be hidden. So find that previous stitch, go into there and work a half double crochet in there. Then we're going to skip the next stitch here, and we're going to do another treble front post stitch around this post now. So wrap the yarn around your hook twice, go this side over to this side around the back like this, and bring the yarn underneath and up. Then we just yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so it looks like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to finish up this pattern sequence with 1 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, so these single crochet. So half double crochet in there and a half double crochet in there. So that's our pattern sequence. And what we're going to do is repeat that all the way around. So we're going to skip this chain 1 space, find these next 2 single crochets and do 1 half double crochet in them. So 1 in there and a half double crochet in the next stitch. Then we work that treble crochet front post stitch. So wrap the yarn around your hook twice, go underneath the post, bring the yarn underneath, then pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, we're going to skip the next stitch, which is hidden underneath, and in that last stitch we work a half double crochet. Then in the corner we're going to do a double crochet. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, another double crochet. Okay, then we're going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch. Half double crochet in there. Then we're going to skip the next stitch and we're going to do another treble crochet front post stitch. So wrap the yarn around your hook twice, go underneath that post, bring the yarn over and underneath, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and we finish up with a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches in those single crochets. Okay, so that's our pattern sequence. Just repeat that twice more back to the beginning. And if you want the written pattern, it is in the article on my website, so go check that out. It's completely free. So I shall do that and then I shall come back. Okay, so skip the chain 1 space and go straight into the next single crochet with a half double crochet. And just coming back to the beginning, we're going to skip that last chain 1 space, find our first half double crochet and just slip stitch into there to finish round 5. So there we go. And cut our yarn and then we pull that through. And what I like to do is a nice invisible join. So I'm going to just thread our needle, and what I'm going to do is, this is the stitch we just slip stitched into. So we're going to skip that, skip the next stitch and find this treble, the third one along. So through the stitch like so. Then coming back over, this is our last stitch. We're just going to go into the back loop only, and that, give that a nice pull, and then just let it loose, and then that creates a little stitch over the middle one we skipped, creating a nice clean join. And then we just need to hide our tail ends. Okay. And there we go. We can hide all our other tail ends as well. But there is our finished granny square, our nice chunky granny square. And this is the same size as all the other granny squares from Granny Squares Sunday. Actually looks really nice in blue. I think they go really nicely together. So, and I actually ended up calling this the Hands of a Piece granny square, because I sort of felt like these like little hands grabbing and holding on, supporting the center of the square. But I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I hope you managed to follow along. Please remember to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. It's a huge help to our channel. We've been trying to reach 1 million subscribers since 2011, so it's never quite got there. So you really help us reach that target would be amazing. And helps you remember where our tutorials are as well. So we've got some really interesting content coming soon. So thanks for watching. Huge thank you as always to our Happy Way Plus members for helping make these videos possible. And I will see you soon for some more crochet crafting fun. Thanks for watching. Bye.